Hey everybody, failed entrepreneur back again. Early in the morning, just woke up, got my cup of coffee. Excuse me for a second. It's great content. It's like a YouTube thing, right? You got to drink your coffee egotistically or something. I don't know, but want to do a video this morning. Something I was thinking about this weekend is again Corona and Universal Basic Income (UBI). Right? I had made a video first time around back in like the fall during the Democratic debates on, I think I called it the fallacy of UBI, and this was when Andrew Yang was making waves, Yang Gang, right? And his whole platform, Yang was a single issue candidate, and all he was for his $1,000 freedom dollars. Remember those, right? Every month, every American would get $1,000. And as the economy became more automated and people started losing jobs, he said this was the only way to keep the country going, to provide for Americans and stuff like that. Yang's a good guy. He's a funny guy. I do like him, even though I was not a fan of his policies, if you watch the video. And of course, he bailed out some time ago in the Democratic primaries. What a difference a couple months makes, because right now, what seemed like a pipe dream is kind of happening, right? The stimulus for the corona, whack, but the government is sending what I think $1,200 checks, maybe more, depending on family size or business size or something, to Americans. It's April 13th, so I think you have to file taxes. The 15th is when they're due, although I heard they extended it, and you can't get the check until you file your taxes. So who knows if anyone has any Trumpbux yet, but that's beyond the point. I mean, like, we're here. That's now, right? Did some thinking over the weekend, and I may have changed my mind a little bit. Maybe like a lot of other people have. Nobody at the time, no one foresaw the current situation we're in, but it's looking these days, if we're going to keep things shut down, that UBI may be the only way that we keep things going. So props to Yang for extremely forward thinking and looking ahead to see this and solving the problem already. Again, this is not an economic depression. This is not a recession. I'm the only one, but this is economic blitzkrieg. This is just tearing through the economy, shutting everything down in its wake. You got high unemployment, people out of work, and those workers want work, but they can't because it's too dangerous, or it's too dangerous to open those stores. This is a new type of situation that we've never really seen before, and it's fast, and it happens without warning, and very little is spared, right? Every industry you can think of is being nailed and hammered by this. And when does it end? Who knows, right? You just can't completely shut down an economy and expect people to be fine or happy about it. People who are playing by the rules, working the 9 to 5, minimum wage, whatever it was, right? Barely keeping, the bills paid. And now, for no fault of their own, again, that's life, but they just, all income is shut off. They can't even go and apply for, go in and do an interview or whatever, unless they Zoom interview. It's a bad situation. And those people are going to get, like I said, hammered and nailed, and they're going to be casualties of this economic blitzkrieg. And, we got, 30% unemployment we're going? Remember, Great Depression, I think the height was only 25. So this is worse. And what can you do, right? I guess you got two options. Do nothing, mass evictions, mass hunger, mass people on the streets. But remember, there's a virus out there. That's the last thing we want, is sick people contaminating themselves on the street. Like, that's not what we want, right? So we got, we're in a tricky situation. And going back to the point of the video, I ramble, I know. universal basic income may be not the solution, but it may be the treatment that we need right now, maybe to get through this, right? I mean, think about it, right? The government, we know, has no problem doing huge bailouts to big corporations with deep pockets and huge bank accounts and offshore accounts, I'm sure, right? No problem throwing money their way to make sure they stay open, right? They're, what do they say, necessary industry or something like essential industry or something like that. Well, again, what about the workers? What about people? You need them not only to work, but to consume those products, right? If no one's bringing home paychecks, well, not only are they not paying rent, right, their mortgages, they're not going to the stores to buy things, right? And again, a lot of industries are getting hammered right now because there's just no consumption, unless grocery stores and toilet paper, right? Restaurants are fighting to stay open, doing everything they can. Movie theater chains, like, not going to survive. Airlines, who's flying? No one's flying. They're not going to be around. So you need people to buy things, to consume things, right? And that's where universal basic income comes in, is it gives everybody, the way Yang was talking about it, every month you would get a check to supplement your income. It's not a living income. $1,000 ain't happening, maybe for a big family or something, but that way people could still go and support the economy, right? And then that way businesses can still stay profitable and they can still stay open. And businesses would love this right now, right? Think how many businesses would be better off today if everyone had that Trump money in their pockets today and going out and getting a bite to eat, DoorDash delivered to them, of course, right? Or, I don't know, going out and getting a new car that you're not going to drive because of coin, whatever. But do you see what I'm saying here? In a way, universal basic income is kind of a bailout. It's kind of stimulus for those big companies, because that's probably where the money is going to trickle up anyways, right? And again, especially right now, the situation we're in, what other alternative do you have, right? I don't want to say it's necessary, but hey, let's give it a try, right? Let's see what happens here. I'm not saying make the Trumpbux permanent, but for the time being, and it's a slippery slope. I know it's super slippery, man. That thing's coated with ice. But maybe for like the next 3 months, right? Pass some law or bill, or everyone will get a check every month. Because let's face it, $1,200 isn't solving any problem. It's just kicking the can down the road, which the United States we love to do. But in 30 days, you're gonna have a problem again, right? When rents are due, car payments are due, whatever it is, and you're gonna have people in the streets, basically, right? This is what happens, right? This is what happens to big civilizations. The people, end up burning it to the ground. They need their bread. We got our circuses. Entertainment is on lockdown with your Netflix and your Disney Plus and your video games and all that. So we got that under control. But the people need to survive. And right now, with the corona quarantining, we're not there yet, but you can definitely see how it's going to happen. And universal basic income can push that back. I wonder, had things worked out differently, had the timing just been a little different, right? Who knows what would have happened? If Yang was a smart politician, I'm not saying he's a good politician. He didn't make it, but would this have affected him at all? Right? Could this have given Yang maybe a boost to his movement or to his message? Would people be more receptive to it? It's just, I don't know if it's an interesting what if. I just wonder if things if we had this during the debates, heaven forbid this happened a little earlier, we might be through it by now. But that may have given Yang a bit of a boost during the primaries, and who knows, we may have seen a different outcome to Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders standoff or whatever it was, right? But anyway, poor Yang, he's probably rolling around right now because this, this took the leg out from under his stool, and he's got nothing. His platform is gone now. Well, at the same time, he kind of was proven right that this may be something we need to do. A lot of countries are doing this as well. They're doing monthly checks. I think Spain was in the news this weekend. They're trying to make it permanent. I don't know how much. I don't know the facts or statistics. I just saw a headline. Sorry, excuse me. I read headlines that Spain was going to. I think I heard this on the radio, so can't blame me for that. But anyway, universal basic income. Maybe not as bad idea as I thought. It does have some benefits. It's triple up economics, and right now, with 30% of the people out of the workforce, you need some kind of stimulus bailout for them. $1,200 is not going to be enough, and we may be forced to adopt this idea out of necessity just to try and kind of survive and keep a sense of normalcy going on. Long term, people become dependent upon it. It's hard to put that genie back in the bottle. That's why I was afraid of it before. Another side effect, if you're getting paid every month, why bother with an education? Why bother going out and getting a job? Just stay on that kind of economic life support. But again, with this corona economy, it's not something I would want for myself, but maybe that's not such a bad thing, right? In a weird way, keep people at home, keep them on the YouTube, keep them on the Netflix, keep them out of the workforce because the workforce doesn't have room for them. And if they're happy with it, I guess, whatever, let them social distance at home with that UBI, and then that would help the economy out, I guess. It's a little weird, a little twisted. Like I said, it's a type of democratic socialism I'm uncomfortable with, but I do understand it is probably very necessary right now. But that's the role of government, right? Government's there to chip in and take care of people when the government can do things that regular, normal people can't. And right now, these are extraordinary times, and the government needs to do some extraordinary things. So we will see what happens. Let me know if you got your Trumpbux in the comments. Let me know if you think it's a good idea. Subscribe. Is that what YouTubers say? But just a thought, and like I said, not as bad as I thought it was, and maybe necessity, and it may be here for some time to come. We will see. So interesting, but I gotta go. I got things to do. It's still early in the morning. I know you do too. And it's Failed Entrepreneur. I'll catch you later. Drink my coffee. Out.